Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I will be doing another parts overview haul type video. I have a ton of pieces, not only for the refinery, but also for a couple other smaller mocks. And at the end I have some really cool minifigures that I'm really glad I picked up, so stick around to the end to see those. Anyways, without further ado, let's take a closer look at all of this plastic. Getting right into it, starting off with the dark bluish and light bluish gray. I have a ton of dark bluish gray brick, as well as tile and plate, some light bluish gray panels, as well as a variety of dark bluish gray and light bluish gray pieces. Moving over into this section, it gets a little more interesting. I have these cylinders for pipes for the interior of the pillars on the pit. Very complex describing that, but this will liven up that section a little bit since all I really have now is gray and black pipes running through the inside of the pillars. This should definitely brighten it up and make it look a little better. I have some black brick and tile, which is going to be for the border of the next section of the refinery. This is no hint on the size. I didn't really think about it. I'm just hoping that I ordered enough. Crossing my fingers about that. Up above, I have a few more black pieces just to finish up some few little details on the refinery. Getting into some curved pieces, starting off with the hot dogs. Got some more usable colors for the mocks that I make, which are a lot of gray. But I actually already have an idea in mind for the dark bluish gray ones, which I've been experimenting with, and will be used on a starfighter ship build, which is very much a work in progress, but hopefully I will have some more on that soon. It's gonna be a while. Things like that take me a lot longer than the terrain and building based mocks. Now the silver metallic silver I have gotten. I've been building up a collection of metallic silver for a couple months now in preparation for a Jedi Fallen Order mock. And you might be wondering what that would need silver for, metallic silver. And there's a couple things that end up being a metallic color in the game, but I think it's a really cool idea to represent the like force pushing ball puzzle with metallic silver. And that's something I haven't really seen anybody build, and I think it would be really cool to give it a shot and just try to see what I can come up with. Moving just up to the last gray piece, which is this long fence piece, which I want to use as a grill or grate for a floor. The length makes it a lot easier to work with rather than this size with the fence piece, but the harder thing to work with is that it's centered, which I believe makes it a plate and a quarter off, I want to say. So you can't actually get it completely level, and so this would be more for either an angled floor or just something I can cover up in the wall. I'm excited to experiment with those though. A nice little straw hat. I have tan ones but no dark tan. Thought it'd be a nice addition. And then these, I'm pretty sure they're Scarlet Witch printed tiles. They're pretty nice and they look a lot like the alien species in Jedi Fallen Order. Zepho, I think is what they're called. It actually looks quite a lot like them if you keep the detail out of it. You kind of just have to look at it from afar, and it looks a lot like the Zepho. Now, moving over into this very mixed color section, I have some brown pieces, various tree elements. These tree trunk pieces I've been wanting for a while, and have some new tree designs to build with these, which will be fun for the second tree tutorial. That's still a while out. I want to do the rock tutorial first before I do that. Moving down from the brown, I have some lime leaves. Just open up the color palettes I can build with. That's the same thing with this very bright green. It shows up like almost white on camera, but it's an interesting color and I want to use it in something. I have no idea what yet, but hopefully I can incorporate it well. I have gotten some of the old grass stem pieces, which I prefer much more over the newer grass stem. Not only are they much easier to connect and use, they can be stacked a little bit different and overall used in some different ways that the new ones cannot, and I really like that. I also have some of these leaf accessories. I'm not too sure exactly what they are, but they're leaves, and so I couldn't resist getting them to build a tree with. And I got a few of them. I don't think it's going to be like fully a tree built with those as the leaves. I'm gonna mix in some other things. I got some koi fish or just koi fish printed tiles. I really liked them in the garden set. I don't remember what it's called, but one of my favorite sets, and the fish are a nice detail, and hopefully I can include those in some mocks, just add a little more detail. Have some lavender leaves, a couple stem pieces which are nice, and then this alien head in lavender, which I haven't actually seen before. I'm not too sure what it's from, but it looks a lot like an alien from Star Wars, so thought I'd pick it up for a couple bucks and get a nice new alien to work with. Have some sand blue parts, just building up that collection. These olive green tiles, which are super nice, saying that olive green is so limited on any kind of wedge plate, wedge tile, all that kind of stuff. Having a new size to work with is very nice. Getting into the final stretch of the parts before we can move on to a couple other things which are very interesting. You might have seen a little sneak peek at in the start of the video. I have some flower pieces just for some detail to various mocks. This flower piece right here, I'm very interested in trying to use. If my camera would focus, there we go. You can connect it through an accessory hole, which you can put in these flowers, and stacking them will make a nice look. I also have some feather pieces in yellow and some hat propellers in yellow, both of which will be very interesting to use as leaves in some trees. So included in this order, I got this Valentine's set. I guess there could be some useful parts in here. It's not really the greatest free set, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of just basic pieces, and I don't really have a use for it. Although I will say, these flowers on the back, that's gonna be nice to use, so at least there's something in there. Now, I picked up Ahsoka's Starfighter. Overall, not a bad set. I feel like they could have done a little better on the smoothness of the top of the wings. They're very uneven and kind of clunky, but overall, probably one of their best Starfighters to date, and I really enjoyed building it. With that set came Ahsoka and Anakin, one of their best Anakin figures in my opinion. I really enjoy this figure and look forward to using it in a mock, since if you didn't know, I actually don't have an Anakin before this. other than some young Anakins and then one old Anakin, which will be very nice to be able to do some Clone Wars mocks with Anakin finally. And then a young Ahsoka, which I really like this design. The short legs are an interesting choice, but I'm not too mad about that. Now, the other figures I picked up, I got 2 Mandalorians for the refinery, 4 Imperial figures, an officer, and 3 of these more tech, engine, maintenance crew, which will add a lot to the minifigures in the refinery. I also picked up a pike, which is the first pike I've seen for sale in a really long time, and for such a cool minifigure, kind of surprised. This helmet, although very interesting, it looks really cool, and don't really have an idea for a mock to include him in, so let me know down in the comments if you have any ideas of what I should build including this guy. Now, I saved the best items for last, which are the 3 2014-ish shock troopers. Don't know the exact year, but that era of Phase 2 shock troopers. And these are just so cool, and I'm really glad I picked them up. They were a decent price to get 3 of them at, 65 bucks per. Now, I know you can get them better price, especially for slightly used, but for 3 at once, I was just like, might as well, especially with all this other stuff. Not all of it, but I got quite a few things in that haul, and they are super cool and in relatively good condition, and definitely will be using them in some future mocks, which might have to revisit Coruscant with these guys. Hopefully get a Coruscant mock going soon, get some other mocks, Clone Wars with the Anakin and Ahsoka, and some various trees and rocks for future tutorials. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm going to wrap this up quick, edit it, get it out, and then go straight to working on the refinery back there, which you just saw a sneak peek at what I've been up to. Had to take some things apart to fix them, but now that I have all these pieces, I can finally hopefully get this entire section of the mock complete for the next episode of building an Imperial refinery in LEGO. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing, and leave your thoughts on whether I should do more of these parts, overviews, if I should change stuff. This one was a little messy. I had 0 space on any other table and had to pull out this other one and set it up in a weird spot. So I do apologize for the messy background and distracting background, but I hope to change that in the next overview. And anyways, have a great rest of your day, and see you guys in the next video.